Hey guys, I thought I'd do a very quick video for you, and I'm on a shaped card kind of thing at the minute. So I'm going to walk you through how I have actually changed this, made this, I should say, Cricut image into a shaped card. So let me just zoom in. Oh, that's better. So I have this apple image, and it comes from the I forget where it comes from. Country Life. Hello. Right. It's been a while. I haven't been very well, and there's been some going on. So it's basically a shaped card, but I'm using the image itself to create that. So I used the Cricut Design Space, and what I did was I grabbed the base piece, so the bottom layer of this card. I grabbed that. I then copied it, so I had two of them. I then did a center align, which is on the top bar of your design space, and that puts them directly on top of each other. And then what I did was, on that same top bar, you'll see a little drop down for a flip feature. So you can either flip it so that it will open this way, or you can flip it so it opens on the side. So it depends where you want your hinge or your fold line to be. So I flipped it horizontally so that so I could have my fold line on the side of it. And that just worked best for this image. It depends on the image, and it depends which way you want it to open. And then what I did was, once it had flipped, I didn't touch that image. I just used my arrow keys on my keyboard, and I just moved it over. So if you can imagine this one on top of this, I just moved it over until there was just a little bit of overlap in the center. And when I was happy with that, I hit the weld key. And when you hit the weld key, it makes that whole image or shape one piece. And then I just scored down the center there so that it would then line up and create this shaped card. Now, if you have the Gypsy, you can do the same thing. There is a weld feature on there, and there's also the little arrows to help you flip, and the flip feature to help you flip your image and then move it over. As long as you're not moving the image up and down so that it's still aligned, it'll line up perfectly well. And just take your time with it and just practice once, a couple times. But it's actually really easy, really, really easy to do. So the idea with this was that I was actually hoping there was a shadow feature. Now, when I've bought the image set for Country Life, it has got a shadow feature on there, but for some reason on this image it's not there. So this is a shaped card with the whole shape. I will be doing one with the shadow feature and show you how to do that. And then I've got a little bit of a twist on the third one, because I'm obviously in a shaped card kind of mood for my Tuesday videos. So yeah, so that's the shaped card itself, and that will be the actual card that you'll send. You don't need to put this onto anything else or anything like that. And then on top of that, I also, with the sizing, I made sure that the size would work in a standard envelope. So whatever envelope you've got, if you're using standard size envelopes, just make sure that the size, the height and the width is going to work within that size. And this will. So it looks kind of small, but it's cute, right? That's what we like. So I'm just going to glue these together. And yeah. Let me just grab some glue, that'd be useful. So it's really easy to layer. There's these pieces here, this little dot as well, and then the leaf. So I'm just going to start gluing all these layers together. Which one do I want to do? Let's put this guy on first, I think. Just because if my glue will work, that'll be useful. And I'm just using a wet adhesive. And what I should have said, because you've got a fold line here, this is going to be the rounded edge. So when you line it up, you may, if you're using wet glue, you may, or even dry adhesive, you may get some overspill, which I didn't. It's like miracle, but that's fine. It's not, you know, the front of the card is going to look lovely. So don't worry about it overhanging on that section. There you go. Let's get this one in. And just bear in mind there is a right and a wrong way, yeah, just be aware of that. There will be a right way and a wrong way to your images, so if you need to, just line them up before you actually stick them down, if that makes sense. And they line up pretty, you know, they almost go in together like puzzle pieces, so it's pretty cool. Oh, hello. Right, I've got my little, I'm going to leave this white. I was going to colour this with a bit of ink in some, I thought the Distress antique linen, distress ink, or even tea dye probably would work, just so that it wasn't white, because let's face it, the inside of an apple is not pure white, but I didn't have any cream colour cardstock, so that was what I was going to do. But actually, because I've got the little white bit that's going to be like the glistening bit, you know, like when the light reflects off an apple, that's what this little guy's for. So I just thought, actually, I'll just leave it as it is. Still works, right? Just pop that there. Like so. And then I've got my leaf. And if you need to, just open your card so that the front, you can get the pieces lined up quite nicely that way. So there you go. So really easy to put together. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use some early espresso. Oh, I didn't tell you the colours. Early espresso Stampin' Up! Ink. My ink pad is very, very dry, so I probably need to work on that. But what I did was I used the early espresso cardstock for the base. This is Poppy Red, I think. This is Calypso Coral. This is just white cardstock. And then I think this is Pear Pizzazz. Oh no, it's not. This is Granny Apple Green. So I honestly, I mean, if you need to know the colours, that's great. But honestly, I just put colours together. I just grabbed a few colours that I thought would work. When you're in Cricut Design Studio or you're looking at the handbooks, it gives you ideas of colours to use, which I think is very, very cool. So just going to grab this. And I'm using my pink stamper Fruit and Veggie Puns for the sentiment, which of course I love a pun, don't we all? Punny. Let's hope I don't get, oh, let's just do this right. So in theory I shouldn't get this anywhere else other than on my project, but me being me. And I'm just going to stamp it just there. Apple of my eye. And look at that. So even though there's all this, oh, you can't see that, sorry, all this gunk, extra ink, as long as you don't press too hard, that won't go onto, it won't transfer onto your project. And that's that. Apple of my eye. Isn't that sweet? I think that's cute. And then for the inside, you can just use a white gel pen or a gel pen that will show up on the darker cardstock. Or you could maybe cut another layer of this in a white and layer it on the inside and just trim this edge so it folds nicely. But I wouldn't worry too much. I would just use a white gel pen or something like that. And there you go, guys. one little apple of my eye shaped card in 10 minutes. I can't believe that. I know I did all the die cutting first, but 10 minutes. I've never done a 10-minute video. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.